Hi, I'm Rose with Ramblin' Rose Soaps, and we're here to do a little gardening today. I usually do soaping, but today we're going to plant some seeds. Please come along with me while I plant my pepper seeds. Hi there, it's Rose from Ramblin' Rose Cottage coming to you today on Saturday, January 16th. And we're going to do something a little bit different today than we normally do. Normally my channel is devoted to soap making, but my other passion, in fact, it's my greatest love, is gardening. And it is time to start sowing the seeds indoors. I live in the North Texas area, and it's time to get started sowing our seeds. The last expected frost date for us is March 23rd, so I can start putting my plants in the ground. I usually wait a week to 2 weeks after the last frost date, just in case there's going to be another cold snap. So I usually put them in the ground on April 1st. So today I'm going to be starting my peppers. Peppers take a while to grow. You need to start them in plenty of time. They usually take about 7 to 21 days to germinate. And once they germinate, you should have them planted 8 to 10 weeks before you put them in the ground. That gives them plenty of time to have some growth on them. Pepper plants are slow growers, but once they get started, they go crazy. So today I'm going to be planting or sowing some seeds for some peppers that I've grown before. This one is called Lutenshower. I'm not sure if that's how you say it. I'm really bad with pronouncing words that gardening plant words. This one is for paprika. I planted this last year. I grew it and it was very prolific. You let the peppers ripen, and then you cut them up, put them in a dehydrator, dry them, and then powder them, and you have your own paprika. So we're going to try those again this year. And then I have some leftover sweet pepper. This is just some burpee seeds that I bought back in 2018. And I'm just going to go ahead, there's a few seeds in there. I'm just going to go ahead and plant them and see what happens. And then I have some poblano peppers. I love poblanos, so we're going to grow those. And then this I grew last year, and I fell in love with it. They're corbachis. They're very good. They're very sweet, and they're delicious on the grill. These are excellent. I love these. And then the last one I'm going to sow today is my Jimmy Nardello peppers. All right, so let's get started. What you're going to need is a tray to put your plant starts in, and then you're going to need something to plant your seeds in. And I use these biodegradable mesh bags. They're called grow bags. And I used them last year and I really liked them, so I'm going to give them a try again this year. And you're going to need some soil. This is seed starter premium potting mix. And what I do is I put it in a bowl and add water to it and stir it around until I get it nice and moist. You want it moist enough that when you squeeze it, it holds together. Now my hand's all dirty. By the way, I don't use gloves unless I'm doing some specifically hard work that might injure my hands. I love to feel the dirt on my hands, so I rarely use gardening gloves. Occasionally I do, but rarely. And today I won't be using them. I use, for my seed starting mix, I use, you can use anything you want, but I'm going to bring this up here so you can see what I use this Epsoma Organic Seed Starter, and it seems to do really well. I like it a lot, so that's what I use. You can get Seed Starter anywhere, and there's lots of different brands, and they're all just fine. This is just happens to be what I really enjoy using. I like the way it looks. All right, so we're going to get started here. I'm going to plant some seeds, and I'm just going to pull this over here. And I think we're going to start with these sweet peppers that I said I just have a few seeds of, and get them planted. If they don't germinate, that's okay. You can have seeds, save seeds for several years, just that the germination rate goes lower as the seeds get older, but most of the time they come up anyway. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take our little bag, and I like to fold over the top just like that. And then I just start putting the soil in there. It's a messy job. Once you get it started going though, it's not so bad. I just spoon it in with an old spoon and tamp it down. Push it down. You don't want a lot of air pockets in there. So you push it down as you're filling it up. And that should do it. And it's nice and full. And we'll put the dirt, the soil back over there. And we'll set that over there. And what I like to do, push it down, make sure it's nice and solid there, is I like to take, I don't have a pencil with me, I do have a marker, but I just like to punch a little hole in there. And I'm going to plant two. So I'm just going to put 2 impressions in there, like that. I don't know if you can see those or not, but there's 2 little impressions. And then I take my seeds, and this is a mix, so I don't know exactly what's going to happen, or what's going to come up. It could be any one of these pretty bell peppers here. And I take and put 2 seeds, and I always plant 2 seeds, just that's so that if one doesn't come up, then the other one will. Put these back in here. And put them in there. See, the seeds are in there. And then I'm going to cover it up with my hands. And just gently tamp it down. And you have just now, I've planted 2 peppers. So the next thing you want to do, which is very important, get the dirt off my Sharpie here. The reason why I've got this Sharpie out is you want to have a marker. And it's really important to make sure that you have some kind of a marker for your plants, because if you don't, and then they come up, you won't know what you planted there. So I like to use, I have a couple of cats who like to destroy my blinds. I'm going to have to replace a couple of blinds. Luckily, they're cheap, so I don't have to worry about the expense. But I use old plastic vinyl mini blinds, and I cut them up, and these are my markers. And then I just take and write down, take the Sharpie, and we're going to write down kaleidoscope, if I can spell it, pepper on the plant marker. Here you go, kaleidoscope pepper, and then you just stick it inside. I always try to get it in on the side there so I don't disturb the seeds, and then you know what it is. And so this is going to get set to the side here so I don't upset. It's the only thing about using these is there's not really, sometimes I'll use a tray inside of a tray to keep things steady, and I just use like takeout trays from Chinese food, or, you know, frozen meal trays. I just recycle those and put about 4 or 5 in there, and it keeps them nice and stable so that they're not flopping over and you're losing your plants. So that's how I do it, and there's not much else to it. The only other thing that I need to show you that you will need when you are growing peppers is that once I get all my peppers, I'm trying to reach here, once I get them all sown, and I did knock this over, just like with soap, I'm a messy gardener too. You're going to need a heat mat, and you can get these at Amazon. I think I paid $20 for this, and you just plug it into the outlet, and it does a very low, it's not a hot heat. I think it does between 70 and 80 degrees, which is what your seeds, peppers need. That they need the soil to be between 70 and 80, I think it's 70 and 80 degrees in order to germinate. So they don't like cold soil. So when you put this heat mat down on a flat surface, put this on over the heat mat, and that will heat up your soil, seed starting soil, like that, and then they will germinate a lot faster. That's how I get mine to germinate. They usually take about 7 to 10 days with a heat mat. If you don't use a heat mat, they will eventually germinate, but it can take you up to 21 days for them to germinate that way. So I like to get mine started going faster. So other than that, that's all you need. Once they have germinated and they have come up out of the ground and they've started to grow, you're going to need light. You can put them in a south-facing sunny window. That is fine. They will not grow as well, and they'll get a little leggy. I recommend that you get some grow lights. There are plenty of grow lights out there. Amazon has ones that are just a lamp that you clip on, like a clip-on lamp to the side of your shelf, to really extravagant ones. There are some for all different kinds of price ranges. But growing things by seed is fairly easy. A seed wants to grow. There's not a lot to it. You just give it the soil, the medium to grow in, the water, which is what they need, and the soil, the seed starting soil already has the nutrients that they need to start in. So you're giving it everything it needs, and the seed will do its job. And that's all I've got for you today. If you liked this video, please click like and share if you'd like. I'd appreciate it. If you haven't yet, please consider subscribing to my channel so that you can see new future videos, and ring the bell and it will notify you when a new video is coming up. I really would appreciate it if you did subscribe. It helps me a lot. My goal is to get 1,000 subscribers this year by the end of the year. I currently have 59, so I have a long way to go, and if you would subscribe, I would really love that. And share it and tell your friends about my channel. Again, my name is Rose. This is Ramblin' Rose Cottage, and I wish you a happy gardening day and enjoy your day. Bye-bye.